Welcome to an odd episode of ATFO's, SMNC's, mine, Renegade Ferrets, videos for video games. uh, this episode, I am going to talk about all of my theoretical builds, underline the word theoretical, endorsement builds for all the pros in Super Monday Night Combat. Now, for the most part, a lot of these might be, some of these might be tested, and some of them might have been tested a lot and proven to be useful for me. Many of them have not been tested at all, so they are 100% pure theory. I basically meaning where if I went into a match and started playing with the pro with this endorsement set, I might end up changing my mind to it being something else. But I'll let you know how each one of those goes. Please remember that all of these are purely subjective in a sense, and that means that don't take my word for it. There's plenty of different endorsement builds you can use. I'm sure I've seen so many wild builds compared to what I've got. It's crazy. So just use your own judgment. That's the best way to do it, is to just constantly build up your set and then play a while and then have another set and test that and then just compare the two and see what gives you a victory, a tiny small victory here and there, and what also gives you a small defeat here and there, and just tally those up in your head and go for the best one. I actually do have all of the endorsements actually in the game set up for all of these characters, so I have all of these sets. I do. I might not have played with them, but I have them. So let's get on with it. And I will link, there should be a link in the description to this thread. This is on my website forums, and that way you could just easily find this, and it'll be nice and easy for you to use. So let's go ahead and just start alphabetically with Artemis. Now, I did not really practice, and I've made these builds months ago, so I apologize if I don't remember everything, and I'm sure I'm gonna leave a little information out. But Artemis, I have two versions. And let's go with each of these. The first one is the build I created, which is based more on accuracy and reload, because that's what it says there. This is the build here. And I'm not going to tell you what each of the bits are. I'll just let you pause the video, and you can see what endorsements I use, or you can just click the link in the description and see for yourself. But okay, my Artemis build, yes, my accuracy is maxed. What else did I say this build was for? Reload speed, that's right, reload speed, because maxing reload gives you a better overall DPS than increasing your magazine size. You also have a high skill recovery, which is pretty useful on her. It's nice to spam her skills. She's got some very great skills. Magazine size is -9, so that's actually, it has no effect. And I believe reload speed affects the bow, fire rate does not. So reload speed helps the bow and this machine gun. But I don't quote me on that. I might have that backwards. Either way, the bow, you're probably going to charge it up anyway. So regardless of whether you have that thing being faster or not, it probably doesn't matter too much. Negative max fire rate, again, I don't know if that affects anything. So that's my build. Remember, keep in mind the price. I'm not going to go over the price and everything, but the price on this one is $110,000 compared to this build, which is $53,000. Now, this build was created by Cuddles, and I don't know if you guys know who that is, but I don't even know if Cuddles still plays, because I haven't been playing for the past few months. But Cuddles is the top Artemis player, or one of the top, okay? And totally dominating with the character. So I asked them what build they use, and this is similar to what they have, except it's a little different. What Cuddles uses is they use level 4 speed, and I use level 3 speed. And let's just go over the stats real quick here. Again, they've got -6 fire rate, just like I had negative fire rate. Their magazine size, though, compared to the reload speed, they are boosting magazine size up to get that extra bullet, and they're not worrying about reload speed. Skill recovery is not as high as mine. Speed is basically maxed, which is really good on her. And accuracy has a nice little bonus too. Now this, of course, it's great because you have you can run around quickly, and it's more of a burst build just with the magazine size. Magazine size, this 10% compared to my plus about 25% reload speed or whatever. Those actually have about the same damage per second, but reload speed beats it out by a little bit. It's not a huge gap though. So really, either way it works. It's more, would you rather be more of a burst style, or would you rather be more of a sustained shooting style? And how much do you like speed? How much do you like accuracy? I'm hearing funny noises in here, and other things like that. So and the thing that Cuddles does, like I said before, they get rid of, instead of using level 3 speeds, and this is why I use level 3 instead of level 4 like they do. They use level 4s. Level 4s, you get a little more critical shot chance, but you lose more health. So instead of having about a negative 33 health, they've got negative 48 health. I do believe they run over armor though, so that of course helps. Okay, let's move on. Assassin. Well, you guys all know this one. This is my build right here. For buying Regenitol and attacking turrets and attacking the money ball and things like that. Great shuriken damage per second with a reload speed of 25%. So you're maximizing your shuriken DPS. I see a lot of people saying just get an extra shuriken with mag size, but I find that to be kind of, I don't like that. You get a lot more out of boosting reload speed instead, and if you're up against a good team, you'll just be staying somewhat in safety and shooting bots a lot. At least that's what I find myself doing. Speed is it's pretty high up there, which is nice. Skill recovery is totally negative, but that's really not too much of a downside. The cooldowns aren't too bad on her, and health recovery is maxed for buying Regenitol. I'm not going to go too much in that because I do it way too often. Assault, I covered this last in the assault videos. I've got two separate builds here. First one is my build, which I do to my video, and this is a purely unique play style. What I plan to do with Assault is I play extremely defensively, and I plan in the long run to buy or have over armor and purchase Gobi Numb, so I get extra health on top of that. So what I have here is another endorsement health boost. So my over armor on top of all of those other health bonuses really just stacks up quite nicely, and it's more of like a burst build because I also have increased shot damage, and it just allows me, once I have like full health and over armor, I can start chasing enemy pros down and things like that. Skill recovery is good, of course, on assaults. Critical shot chance, whatever, not too much of a loss. But the better multi-purpose build came from GD Outlaw. This is going to give you more overall buffs, and he's really the master of assault. That you shouldn't be playing like me, you should be playing like him. That's how you should be shooting. Basically just a lot of good buffs. Magazine size has a nice buff, not too much of a reload speed loss. Skill recovery is maxed, which assault really loves the skills. And accuracy has a great boost, which is accuracy on it with assaults. Assault rifle is really good. So this is the build I would recommend for just about, well, most of the general assault players, unless you're going to be doing something special. Captain Spark, this one is totally untested, not tested at all. This is 100% pure theory, and this is what I kind of came up with, same as my assault build, and you'll find this build on a few pros, but maximum health, maximum critical shot damage and a good amount of skill recovery. But what I really went for with this more is seeing as how I used to play Spark, even though I didn't play him much. He's really good at initiating fights, diving into kind of like enemy territory and grabbing an enemy and pulling them towards their teammates or something like that. So you're going to be doing a lot of grappling, and the extra health pool helps keep you alive in a grapple. That's the only endorsement stat that will help you out when you're in a grapple, whether you're grappling or being grappled. So health is a great boost to that. Critical shot damage certainly doesn't hurt because he can get behind enemy lines. So if you have juice, I could say, okay, I've got juice. Let's just run into the base and juice their rocket turret really quick, and then we'll get back in the fight. So that's really helps out with juicing and things like that. And skill recovery is really good on him too because his skills do have, or at least his teleportation skill does have quite a bit of a cooldown time, so it helps a little bit, doesn't hurt. Cheston, don't really know much on these. So first we have a juicy build. Let me reopen these because I lost my place. First we have a juicy build, and yeah, okay, this one's the juice build. So when you're juiced, you get maximum critical shot damage. Your fire rate's up pretty high, so that's good for meleeing and just going full auto. Health pool is really high. Magazine size helps a bit. Skill recovery, whatever, not too much. Maximum accuracy loss, which doesn't help him, but it's not too much of a loss. You're going to be burst firing anyway. So that's just a build if you're going to be running juice. That's what I have for Cheston. I'm not super tested or anything. I'm not like a big Cheston player. I just kind of play him for fun here and there. But yeah, if you're looking to maximize your juice damage, there you go. This build is a speed build. This might have come from Lawrence, maybe. I don't know though. Fire rate's maxed. Health pool is almost maximum negative. Health recovery +8. Magazine size is maximum. Reload speed maximum negative. Speed is maxed. Accuracy is that. This build, not really. I mean, your major loss is really just health, but you gain a lot of other good bonuses. You gain fire rate and magazine size and speed. So those certainly are good stats. Pretty expensive build, I feel though, for what you're getting out of it, because it costs 100,000. But I don't know. Yeah, just those are a couple builds. I'm not super crazy about this one or the other one. I haven't really tested them out too much. Combat Girl, again, more theoretical, and I might be doing the Combat Girl video in the future. Someone requested it, but I don't have a whole lot of time to play. Maybe I could whip something up. We'll see. Maximum fire rate, so that when you can get the most out of healing your teammates and sucking and leeching the life out of enemy bots and things. If you've played against really good combat girls, they will maximize their combat healer with offense and basically just stand at like a bot spawner or something and suck the life out of all these enemy bots, and they will never die. So fire rate's really good if you can set it up like that. You do kind of need a good team though as well. Health +40, that's always good on someone like Combat Girl. I know a lot of people don't think health scales well or whatever, which it might not compared to a lot of the other endorsements, but hey, whatever. It doesn't hurt. Health recovery -9, that might not be so hot. I didn't like that on support. Negative health recovery on support. Magazine size doesn't really affect anything. Her skill recovery is maxed though, and her accuracy is totally minimized, so that's got the maximum hurt to it, which doesn't help the nail gun. But again, if you're gonna be more of a healer, that's fine. And the nail gun you use, or I find maybe more up close anyway. So yeah, good health boost, maximum fire rate, and maximum skill recovery. Skill recovery is very important for her. So some good boosts from that. Gunner Supercross. Okay, this is the general Gunner combat build that I like and I created. I did test this out back in the day, a good amount, and I really did like this one. Critical shot chances maximized. Critical shot damage is -24%. So that it sure does change things up. A lot of gunners like using juice to be more offensive. I do too, and critical shot damage really helps there. But it certainly hurts your juicing and abilities with this build. But then again, you have more critical shot chance just in general fight. So this build, what I tend to do more is I save my juice for escapes. I don't use juice offensively. I use juice almost purely defensively. So having that critical shot damage really isn't a big deal anyway. Fire rate no effect, health no effect, health recovery. It's just good. It's just nice to have on him. Reload speed is good to have boosted up on him. It's about half as good as what you could get. Skill recovery minus negative 15%. That really doesn't matter. His skills have 7-second cooldowns anyway, so that doesn't really matter. Speed maximized, which is very good. That's what you really want. Accuracy has a 10% increase. And what this build gets, watch the last gunner video I did to really see. But like I said, juicing defensively instead of offensively, so that makes the critical shots balance in my favor. Having high health recovery is just good. Reload speed, having that up and having no mag size loss, that's a positive. And having an accuracy positive with a fire rate basically neutral, that's another positive. So you just get a ton of positives for almost no negatives. Moving on to Gunner Blitz. Now, if you have the Gunner Blitz weapons, this maximizes your magazine size to just an insane amount. And I did do a video on that too. I forget how much, at least 750 bullets for your minigun at level 4. So what this does is it maximizes your critical shot damage because you can constantly buy juice in Blitz. Having high health is good as well, and your magazine size is totally maxed out, so you get the most out of your Blitz weapons. Gunslinger, and this is an interesting one, but this is purely theory. Now, what I did with this one is I got myself one extra bullet with a mag size of 8.5, so you get one extra bullet in your pistol, I believe, and that's your secondary weapon. And I also wanted to get a good amount of reload speed so that when you're using her skill 1, I forget what it's called, been too long, but basically it increases your rate of fire, and you use skill 1 and you use it with your pistol, it's really good. But having one extra bullet really helps that situation, and also having more reload speed in theory will help that situation too. So when you get caught off guard, or when you get in a situation where you really need to maximize your close quarters damage per second, this endorsement build should really help you out with those two stats. You also have a little health boost and a little bit of skill recovery, a little bit of accuracy. It's all pretty good. Really not too many downsides at all. So it's just pretty much just a overall solid build, but focused on your skill 1 pistol firing, because I really loved that ever since day 1. Got me out of a lot of trouble. This is a Karl build, which I also have on a few other pros. Actually, I think it was originally on Beth. I found this post by Ceruleum. I don't know who originally created it or what, but for Beth. But I found this to be very, very good for Karl. In theory, again, I didn't really test this out, but I think it worked really well because you have maximum fire rate, which is good for both of his weapons. He's got more health, health recovery, whatever, neutral. Magazine size gives him an extra bouncing buddy, an extra grenade, and the reload speed just helps with that grenade DPS and his main weapon DPS. So that's just overall great stats, and his accuracy really only affects his primary weapon, but you're going to use that in close quarters anyway, so not too much of a downside. So yeah, just a good solid build. Leo, this is a very interesting theoretical build. Again, not tested at all, but 25 magazine sizes, and this is the only pro I use that on, or I plan to. or I thought too. Fire rate. This is his what I call maximum healer. So fire rate is maximized. So with his primary weapon, you build your heal a little bit faster for your team. Also, health recovery is up to 18%, basically 19%. And that way, when you use skill 1 near your bots and you have that automatic health recovery, your health recovery should be boosted up pretty quickly and nicely for that. Magazine size just gets a nice boost as well. That doesn't hurt. Reload speed is minus negative 25%. But the reason I went with that is because he's got one of the fastest reloads, if not the fastest reloads, for both of his weapons of any pro in the game. So given a maximum negative reload speed shouldn't really affect him too much, and just boosting up the magazine size in place of that should only really help him out a whole lot. So not too much of a downside at all, but you get 2 really good stats for healing and surviving in theory, and your magazine size doesn't hurt. So pretty good. Robo Hobo. Key to this one is to remember that a negative 25% accuracy is a good thing. It will make your primary weapon, the waveforms, a lot larger, but his secondary weapon, the shotgun, which is what you're going to be using in more close quarters and dangerous fights anyhow, that having the negative accuracy expands its area of damage, and you're not going to lose any hit points or power damage from that expanded area, unlike, like, say, support's shotgun or whatever. So it's actually a bonus, unless they patched the game and I didn't know they changed that. So that's actually a very good stat to have, and the only other negative you have is negative maximum skill recovery, but most of the skills have a pretty short cooldown anyhow, so that's really not a negative, and then everything else is just a pure positive. So really, the only negative you have is skill recovery. And again, I said that's not much of a negative, but you have maximum fire rate, 40% health, plus 40 health, plus maximum health recovery, plus 13% mag size, plus 12% reload speed, and plus 18% speed, and a great accuracy boost. So you're basically getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 really great stats for a loss of something that really doesn't matter. So this is like the ideal build in my opinion. Moving on. Mega Beth. Again, Ceruleum's build, just like Karl's. This, instead of going for bouncing buddies though, we're talking about rocket launcher. You get an extra rocket, and reload speeds up more, and get a little more health, more fire rate, maximum negative accuracy, which really shouldn't affect her too much. So just really getting that rocket DPS out. Sniper. This was one of the first builds I think that came out. Optimus probably made this one, or at least he posted it in his thread. Really, I can't find anything better than this. So maximum fire rate, which is just good. Not great, but good. I mean, you still want to play towards accuracy. Good 40% health boost. Magazine size gives you extra sniper rifle bullet or 2. I can't remember which. Reload speed just helps with your sniping and your submachine gun, and minus maximum accuracy, but again, accuracy really doesn't matter here. It only affects the SMG, and you're just going to use that point blank anyway, so it's not too much of a loss. Support. 2 support builds here. Let's go like this. First is speed, and again, both of these are untested. These are theoretical builds, but I kind of need to play with both and see which one I end up liking more. But this one, your speed is maximized, accuracy is down a good amount, which I actually don't like on support. Oh, it's hit or miss. It doesn't really make. It can go either way, I guess. For me, magazine size doesn't affect anything as far as I know. Health recovery. I don't like the negative health recovery. I actually really hate that on support. Minus maximum health, which I'm not too crazy about either. Fire rate's maximized. You have to have fire rate maximized for support for your healing abilities. That's just a must. You need to be a good healer and be able to suck the life out of people pretty well too. So really, you're just boosting up fire rate and speed, and everything else is just kind of there. Now this one is skill build, where his skills are maximized, maybe like mortaring a whole lot, that's where this would come in more handy. So skills is maximized, fire rate is maximized. Both of those are good. Health recovery doesn't have too much of a loss, and accuracy has basically no loss. But yeah, I really don't like the negative 12% health recovery. It really annoys me. But people say, hey, you could just go get churros or buy some Regenitol, so no big deal, right? But whatever. I like health recovery too. That's just me though. Tank. Speed maximized, you got to get in close with your jet gun. You got to be able to chase enemies down. Fire rate maximized, so both of you'll get the most out of your jet gun damage, and your rail gun will be fire faster too, which is nice as well. Really good in the old MNC, but not as good in this one. But still, it's good to have boost both of your weapons with fire rate on him. Health doesn't really change. Magazine size only helps. It's just kind of there. Accuracy doesn't really matter. It's only going to affect your railgun, and I don't think that should take too much of a loss. So boosting up speed and fire rate for tank. And usually if you're playing tank, you're going to want it like a support around with you to heal you, so you should be fine on that front. Veteran, I do think I did a video on this, but I played terribly or something along those lines. Or I needed to get better teammates too. That's part of it. But just like Spark, this is the same endorsement build, 25 critical shot damages. But more just in the sense of I just kind of built this because he's going to be grappling a ton, and health is the only stat that's really going to help you out in that situation. So I boosted health, and I get critical shot damage maxed, which isn't... I'm not going to be juicing turrets or anything so much with veteran, but it only helps. Maybe if someone's up on you and you juice and then you can melee them, you're going to get a surprisingly ton amount of damage on them. Skill recovery's up a good amount as well, which only helps. You're going to want to use your claws a lot and things like that. You're going to want to use your skills a lot. And really the only loss you have is critical shot chance. So that's what I went ahead and went with veteran. Some veterans like having 4 eagles or something along those lines, or more, maybe even a faster reload speed instead of having an extra eagle. But yeah, you could certainly build up fire rate and mag size together to get an extra eagle and get a little more just like melee damage and things. But I built him more towards surviving grapples than getting in there and slashing people or firing eagles. So this is more a unique theoretical build. I don't play veteran much, so you're probably better off upgrading eagles and fire rate, but who knows, whatever. And finally, Wascot. This build was made by Sheik, the Sheik guy that he's the Wascot I'd partner with to distraction assassin, basically, back in the earlier days. But yes, this build gives maximum fire rate, so that helps with your meleeing and your coin launching, I guess. Health is neutral. Magazine size gives you an extra coin launch, extra coin, so you shoot 5. You have 5 shots to shoot instead of 4. You're not getting 5 coins. You're getting 4 coins, but you're getting 5 shots of 4 coins instead of 4 shots of 4 coins. Which is good. The reload speed on that thing isn't too hot, so it's good to have a 5th one. Speed is maximized, and you're taking a minus negative accuracy, but that's not such a bad thing because actually it spreads the coins out a bit larger, so you can kind of control areas a little bit better with the coin launcher like that. So his theory on this one was to maximize speed and fire rate and get an extra coin, but take basically no health loss. So it's just a good build. So yeah. So I hope you guys got something out of this. I know some people were just interested in seeing everything I had going on, but those were all the builds I thought out and created in theory for all my pros. I did buy all of the endorsements for all of them, even though I haven't even played with some of the pros yet. But yeah, so if you want to see something in